What is going on YouTube? Team Garlic here. I'm your Henry Rico, and I'm back with another King Ring segment, and I gotta say to all my wonderful fans world, this is just miss you, love you. Now, if you guys already don't know what King Ring segment is, basically the King Ring segment's all about top 5 grade 3s, top 5 strides, top 5 G guards, and etc. Now, before anything, please know that this is an opinion, so it could be right, it could be wrong, but the only way for you guys to prove me wrong is to comment down below stating, oh, why is this card a top 5 grade 3s or top 5 G guards? Oh, this card should be number 1. Oh, this card should be number 5. Oh, this card shouldn't be in top 5 at all. Like I said, I could be right and I could be wrong. Just because I got all this information from my teammates, from other players out there, and from myself. So this is just how I see it in the current format. As you guys already don't know, today's November 9th. Yes, November 9th. So it could be wrong or it could be right in the current meta on November 9th. But the only way for you to prove me wrong is to comment down below telling me what cards should be in top 5 stand triggers or not stand triggers. I probably should have started with that first. So this segment's going to be all about the top 5 stand triggers in the current meta. If you guys already don't know, back then, stand triggers, no one played them. Like, everyone would either play 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal, or they would play 12 crit and 4 heal. Stand triggers were irrelevant back then. But now that we're getting stand triggers that actually have broken effects, they're actually plus, people are playing them now. In the current meta, as for instance, Luard, Gear Chronicle, Asha Bloom, all that stuff. So we're going to do 5 to 1. 5 being the worst, 1 being the best. And let's get started. Number 5, we have the Genesis Revolution stand trigger. Now the reason why this card is broken is just for the fact that you can't miss timing with this card's effect. Now, her effect basically is whenever she's soul blasted from the soul, goes straight to the drop zone, you can activate the effect. So from there, you guys already know Genesis, most of the effects activate, and the cost to activate the effects are to soul blast. So any Genesis deck that that activates the effect, soul blast, boom, it finishes that effect, and then you can chain her effect afterwards. So you don't miss timing at all. So you could use her as a cost and then activate her effect. Broken, and I hate that. And basically what she does is she restands a rear guard with Revolution. So in the current format, you're going to see a bunch of Genesis players attacking at least 4 to 5 times per turn. Especially with the new stride from GSA 11, the broken stride, I forgot her name, I think it's like Instra, Idistra, whatever like that. Genesis just have a huge push now. Like I said, Genesis players now have 4 to 5, 6 attacks per turn, and this card is simply amazing because you can activate this card or use this card as a cost for an effect, and then activate your effect. Just dumb broken. Number 4, we got the Zodiac Time stand trigger. Now the reason why this is number 4 is just the fact that you can abuse his effect. Well, it's kind of hard to activate this effect because you have to call this card from your hand to the field in order to get his effect. Once you've done that, he gets the red text. Red text basically does is whenever a rear guard attacks my opponent's Vanguard, I could put this card into my soul and then put another rear guard, another Zodiac Time Beast rear guard in my bottom of the deck. So, if you guys already don't know, Zodiac Time Beasts are now becoming the better deck. They're becoming better than Time Leap. Zodiac Time Beasts are now getting more multiple attacks than Time Leap, more easier and more consistent multiple attacks per turn than Time Leap. For example, Zodiac Time Beasts now have the Pegasus, Cruising Dragon. Those units can call units or they can either call units or get +1 during battle, and then that once per turn. I believe so. Now, with that, like I said before, this stand trigger, you can abuse it. Just for the fact that even though it's a cost to send back a unit, you can call back another unit from the top of the deck because that's what Zodiac Time Beast does. Especially with the old Phoenix from GSA 11. Broken combo with this card, by the way. So, I see a lot of Zodiac Time Beast players do is they attack one column and then they attack with the Gear next or next stage. So let's say their opponent completes guarded. They hit 2 crits. They can put it on that 1 rear guard. That rear guard can attack with 2 crits on it. Your opponent blocks it, of course. Then you can activate his effect to restand that rearguard with the 2 crits and then attacks one more time. Or, which I've also seen, a bunch of Zodiac Timepiece players activate 3 of them, or I think 2 of them, and they restand that one rearguard twice. Twice. It's just dumb broken. Again, I guess he's like a multiple attacker. He's kind of like this card, but with Zodiac Timepiece can, like I said, they're more consistent ways to activate this card more than any other stand trigger. So instead of a restanding Vanguard, it's a restanding rearguard with this card. So that's number 4. Number 3, if you play against Luard, if you ever went to time, all the time against Luard, it's because of this card. This card is infinite +1. Even though its superior call the top 2 units rested, not standing, it's still +1 just for the fact that Luard can take advantage of it. Now, if you guys already don't know, Luard, a lot of their effects revolve around retiring their own rearguards, or even the grade 2, it gets +3 whenever you superior call or call a grade 1 to the field. So Luard has many beneficial ways from superior calling 2 units from the top of the deck to the field. What makes it more broken is you don't have to superior call 2 units. This card says up to 2. So you could either call nothing or just call 1 unit from the top of the deck, rested. Now, I've seen this card go off 3 times or 4 times per turn, and I hate that so much. If you guys don't know, at one point when I was playing against my friend, he was playing Luard, I literally took out my phone and was watching videos on YouTube while my opponent kept playing this dumb card. When my opponent played this at least 6 or 7 times against me in one turn, that turn took like 15 minutes. It's just so dumb and busted. Now, the reason why you guys probably don't agree with me on that is that Luard can draw multiple cards per turn by retiring their rearguards, especially with the new crit trigger that they got, which is busted. So this card is infinitely plus. This card goes back to the deck, and it's just too good. It's too good of a card for Luard to not play. Now I kind of don't see Revenger's deck playing this because this isn't a Revenger trigger. I don't see any other Shadow Paladin deck playing this stand trigger at all. But this card is super beneficial to Luard, mainly Luard. For number 2, we got Mick the Ghosty. Now, the reason why Mick the Ghosty is number 2, multiple reasons. First one, this card was limited to 1 because we was in kind of like a Night Rose format. If you guys don't know, back then Night Rose was the top meta deck. Night Rose was the top meta deck just for the fact that Night Rose had options on any plays that they want. And Night Rose would mess up at times. If you saw Night Rose players lose, it's mainly because that Night Rose player misplayed. It's really easy for any Night Rose player to misplay, but then again, with this card, Night Rose players took advantage of this card so much. Okay, so his effect basically when you call from the grave to the field, you can hollow it. If you hollow it, give +10 to any unit, then end phase retire this unit. When this card is retired, it goes back to the deck. Now, like I said before, this stand trigger is used as a defense and offense for any Night Rose deck. Let's start with defense first. So, Night Rose players, if you play against Night Rose player, whenever they would G-Guard, into that, I think it was Necrolazy or Necro Queen. Its superior calls a card from the grave to the field. So usually they would call out Mick the Ghosty, and they would give +10 to their Vanguard, and that +10 is with them until end of the turn. So that's busted as hell because now my opponent has a 21k Night Rose permanently until end of the turn. So that's the defensive wise. It just adds more shield, of course. And then offensively, so if you ever played against a Night Rose player who had like 2 or 3 cards left in the deck, they will take full advantage of all 4 of them in the grave. So they can superior call these cards from the grave. That's what Night Rose does, if you guys already don't know. They can superior call them, activate their effects, so give +10 either to the Vanguard or Rearguard. They would make the Rearguard a 39k or the Vanguard to a 30, no, like a 55k Vanguard. It's just broken. And then what they would do is they would call over the make the ghosty, and it does retire, so his effect does go off, and he goes back to the deck. So when that happens, basically now the Night Rose player has 6 cards in the deck, and they at least have 4 stand triggers in the deck. So, alright, so let's say, alright, let's pretend I have these are both make the ghosties. I have 1 card left in my deck. Both their effects are already activated, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call over these 2 make the ghosties. They die, and then they go back to the deck and then shuffle. So that when I'm attacking my opponent, I have a better chance of hitting 2 stand triggers because I know I just sent back 2 make the ghosties. Make the ghosty just overall one of the best stand triggers I've ever seen. For Night Rose, is used as an offense and defense stand trigger. His effect activates on both turns. It's just dumb. This stand trigger was highly abused during the Night Rose format. It was limited to 1, and obviously you don't see anymore because nobody's kind of playing Night Rose now. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but to be honest, nobody's playing Night Rose now. I don't know why. It's whatever though. And for number 1, we got the Gear Chronicle stand trigger. I'm not going to go too often about this because if you've been playing Cardfight Vanguard, you should know what this card does. This card's Infinite Plus. Like I said, this video was made on November 9th, 2017. If you guys don't know, this card was the best stand trigger, or is, whatever, will be the best stand trigger ever. This stand trigger, everyone keeps arguing saying it's not a +1. It is a +1 just for the fact that this stand trigger, you can activate it multiple times per turn. I've seen someone activate this card 6 times per turn. Because in any time leap deck, they take full advantage of time leaping this into a Mellum or to another busted grade 1. And then they have History Maker and a Metallica Phoenix to bring this card back to the field and then time leap again. It's just stupid broken. This card, like I said, even though you send 1 card back to one card from your hand back to the deck, you're still plussing a card. You're getting a better option of drawing 2 cards, keeping the card you like, and then sending back the bad card back to the deck. Say, for instance, you draw a grade 2 and a heal trigger. You keep the grade 2, and send back the heal trigger back to the deck, and then shuffle. Just dumb. So stupid. I should have said this before, but I do have honorable mentions. Honorable mentions number 1, Angel Feather stand trigger. Was limited to 1. Late game, Angel Feathers would dominate with this card. Angel Feathers would either send back multiple triggers back to the deck and then drive check them, or Angel Feathers would just hit big beefy numbers late game because of this card. Asha Bloom, this card, you just draw multiple cards. That's basically it. I mean, there's more to it, but Asha goes plus with this stand trigger. And then Genesis, this card makes sure that Genesis never decks out. So if you see any Genesis player play this stand trigger, they never deck out. And if it wasn't for this card, I'm pretty sure a lot of Genesis decks out there would be irrelevant. I don't mean to be mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this stand trigger keeps Genesis alive. So that's why I truly honestly believe this card should be top 5, but there's just no space for it. So if you guys already don't know, so number 5 is the stand trigger for Revolution. Stand trigger for Zodiac Time Beast. The stand trigger that's brokenly retarded for Lord. Make the Ghosty, which is offensively and defensively wise the best stand trigger for any Night Rose deck. And then the all-time used stand trigger for Gear Chronicles. Mainly Time Leap. Now if you guys like this segment, please hit that like button. If you guys think I'm right, comment down below saying I'm right. If you guys love me, comment down below saying you love me. And if you guys think I'm retardedly stupid for making these the top 5 stand triggers, comment down below saying, Henry, you're retardedly stupid and you're wrong. But no matter what you guys say, I love reading comments and I love writing back to those comments. For next continuing segment video, I'm probably going to do top 5 GB8. I know it's going to be super late, but Just bear with me. King Ring segment is gonna keep going. I'm not gonna stop doing these videos. And if you guys already don't know, we have more Cardfight Vanguard videos to check out. Check out our YouTube channel. Watch our videos, like our videos, hate our videos, comment our videos. No matter what, love you guys. And yeah, it's pretty much it for today, guys. So, Henry Rico, out. Love you guys.